Hello and welcome to American Truck Simulator. I'm your host, David in ARC, and today's episode is all about, well, humility is the only word I can think to describe. I don't even remember where things were when we left off at last. At one point, I had 3 trucks in my fleet. I had myself and 2 employees, and we were making decent money, but, well, frankly, because of my awful, it was a combination of things. There was tell you what, we can drive around while I'm talking, why not? Part of the problem was I leveled up to the point where I could do some urgent deliveries. And urgent deliveries are those where you've got a very tight window. Usually it's about a 2-hour window. And generally speaking, that's not a problem. Here's where I ran into an issue. One, I obviously can't do clock math in my head, so therefore I had a delivery due at about 1 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday, and on Tuesday at about 10, no, I guess it was about 8 o'clock, must have been 8 o'clock at night, I for whatever reason, I was thinking I still had, a full day ahead of me, and I didn't. I did not at all. I had a couple hours, and I was sleepy, and decided to take a rest. And when I did, that cost me. I was late, and I lost all of my experience. I lost all my money. So basically, I had traveled, golly, I don't know, a long way. Anyway, from like Barstow to Jackpot, and I had lost everything. So the whole thing was a bust. So I got no money for that. That was about $18,000 that I cost myself. And then I decided I would make up for it by taking another urgent delivery, basically the same route but in reverse, from Barstow to Jackpot. And I met with a comedy of errors. I will tell you the first thing that I literally ran into. I can't remember which city it is, maybe Eli, somewhere. There's train tracks, and the lights were going, but the gates were up. The gates were up, even though the lights were going, and I tried to go under I was just going to cross over and beat the gates. No, you cannot beat the gates. They have an invisible wall that shows up. Ended up doing 65% damage to my truck. I mean, I was going full speed. In fact, I was speeding because I was running behind. Or, well, I guess I was running on time, on time at that point. But the problem with that is that I was running on time, but that's if I didn't sleep, and I was going to need to sleep. So things did not work out well. So then I ended up in multiple accidents on top of that, speeding tickets, you name it. And so that one, between being late and the damage, that one cost me about $30,000. So what that all cost me, essentially what I decided to do was to I was just going to have to pare down. Sometimes you have to step back as the boss and say, look, I know I'm the one screwing up here, but I can't afford to keep everything going the way it's been going. So, while we have time at this red light, as you can see in my company, I no longer have any other trucks other than the one that I own. I also, and I got rid of both of my drivers. As it turns out, they were both on deliveries at the time. So when I came out, they finished their runs, and I actually made a little money off of them right at the end. But I mean, there's no there's nothing I could do. I had to sell everything off. I had about a little over $200,000 in my hand, in my pocket. The problem is, I still had part of the $400,000 loan. As you can see, I still owe a couple $100,000 from borrowing in order to get the employees on in the first place. So I'm there have been several times where I was negative and had a bank note going. It wasn't working the way it needed to. So all that to say, I am essentially starting over in debt with just under $50,000 in my pocket. So I don't know what this means for the series. Frankly, what I'll probably do is really get away from the whole career thing, and we'll just drive around, and I'll just, kind of what I started doing initially, just sort of driving around trying stupid stuff, because why not? So anyway, I just thought I'd let you know where things stood with my American Truck Simulator career. Basically, it has stagnated, and I've had to fire everybody. We're going to do some readjustment and see what happens. So, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.